If we go to /GraphQL, okay, it doesn't show because we're on production mode, so it doesn't show that. But anyways, yeah, it's working great. It's working really, really well. Now what we need to do is we need to grab a very similar thing and put it into users service and also into listing service. So let's do listing service first. What we're going to do is just go open up listing service, grab appspec.yaml and just paste it inside of there. And inside of this file here, instead of writing API gateway, we're going to write listings service for all of these. And then we have existing process stop, remove previous installation, change permissions, install packages, but we're going to add one more here before build bundle. And this one we're going to call to run migrations.sh. So we're going to run the migrations for the database just to make sure we're always up to date. Rename this one to 3 build bundle and this one here like so. So we're going to grab this AWS directory, paste it inside of here. So most of it's going to be the same, except instead of calling this one to build bundle, we're going to rename to 3, and we're going to create a new file called to_runmigrations.sh. And inside of this file here, we're going to do something like this. So we're going to go into that directory, listings service here, and we're going to do yarn db migrate. Now, in order for this to work properly, we have to install .env inside of here as well. So let's go into listings service here, yarn add .env. And we need to include that inside of src index.js. So just do import.env/config. And then we also need to add it inside of sequelize config.js, because if we don't add it here, then our migrations will fail. So require.env.config like so is very important. So we have both of those set up, and now we're going to add in production.env here. So I'm going to grab that and paste it inside of listing service. But for this one, instead of having listing service URI and user service URI, you'll notice here that we are actually using DB URI. So that's one we're going to use. DB URI here equals MySQL like that. First is the username. Now we can find that inside of Terraform here. So if we actually go to listing service, you notice that for the database, our username, we wrote it here. So the username is user and the password is microservices. So user : m1 crow services like that @ and then the URL here we can find in 2 places. One is inside the output, which is now gone, but we can also find that in the tf state file. So we have listing service DB address, and we can grab that whole address here, paste that there, :3306 / and then the name of the database is specified here, I'm pretty sure. So DB name. We create a database called DB, so we're going to put DB at the end here, and then !charset equals UTF-8. So we're going to write up this whole thing here for .production.env, and we have that file there. Now what we do is we go into package.json, and we go here and we grab this node deploy script. I'm going to write that there. And we're also going to add in this line for deploy. So node deploy pwd goes there actually, and also link all. I'm going to grab that line and put that there. So now inside of here, we're going to do yarn inside of listing service. We're going to do yarn link all so that we link it up with node deploy, and then we're going to run yarn deploy, and hopefully this should work just fine. So our deployment here has failed, and you see that all the things have been skipped, and the reason for that is actually a result of our networking. So what we've done is we've set up this route table here, and we've associated it with obviously the public subnet, but the problem here is that we don't have anything for the private subnet, which actually means that our private subnet can't even access the internet, which is a problem, obviously. So what we need to do here is we need to add in more route table associations which allow outgoing access. So maybe instead of calling this one public, we can call this one allow outgoing access. So then we can say, I guess route table allowing outgoing access or something like that. And then what we do here is instead of writing public, we'd write allow outgoing access for this one. And then we grab this one here as well and do 2 more associations. Well, actually, we only need to do 1 more because all of our listing service is on subnet private 1, and our user service is also on subnet private 1. We only have private 2 to get the database working, so we can just write private 1 here and private 1 there as well. So we basically apply this public route table to those ones as well. So now if we do that and go back into terminal and just do Terraform apply. Great, so now that is all done, now we should be able to deploy. So now let's try one more time. Go here and do yarn deploy. So now the other problem I realized is that this one here inside of install packages, for one install packages here, this one says API gateway inside of listing service. So we need to change that to listings service there like so. And now once we do that, also change it inside of build bundle. So listings service there, that's totally my bad, complete oversight there. Make sure these 2 are correct. They are not. So I'm gonna make this one go to listing service. like that. And then this one here is fine because that removes the whole thing. And when we start it, we also want to start listings service like that. So now that we've done this, let's try run yarn deploy one more time. Okay, it seems like application start has broken on us, and ecosystem config is not found. So I completely, once again, forgot to copy over the file. It's just silly mistakes from me. So I'm going to grab this file here and name this one listings service, and let's try one more time. This time we should have everything else. I'm pretty sure everything else should be good. Let's try one more time. Okay, and great, and now everything's working just fine, which is really cool. Now our listing service is working as well. So now let's do the same thing for our user service, and this time hopefully not mess anything up. So let's grab the AWS directory and paste it inside of user service here. And now let's go into application start firstly and do user service there. We can copy the word users and go into change permissions. This one is fine. Install packages should be user service. Run migrations should be user service here as well. Build bundle should be user service. And for before install, user service here and there. And then for remove previous installation, this file here is fine. So now we've got deploy env. Let's also add in a production.env as well. So this file here goes into user service. And we've got our database thing there. Let's grab the latest one here from Terraform. So Terraform here, let's go into terraform.tf state here. And let's grab the latest one, which is this one up here for user service. So user server DB address, we grab that. Put it into here, and I actually recreated the Terraform thing quite a few times, debugging whilst making this video. So my one for listing service probably also changed as well. In any case, I'm just going to grab this one here, and I am going to go into listing service production.env, and let me just see if it's the same, what's updated. So seems like it's still the same one, which is really cool. So that means I don't have to change that, which is a blessing. So now we have this one here inside production env, and we have user service DB in there. We also need to grab our appspec.yaml. So grab this file here and paste it inside of user service. And instead of writing listing service here, we're going to write user service for all of them. And then just go into package.json here and go over here to the package.json as well, yarn add.env. We're going to add that in, add it into SQLize config. We do require.env.config like that. And in src index, we're going to do import.env/config like that. So we have those two there. And then inside of package.json, grab the package.json from listings service here, grab deploy and link all. So let's grab both of those, paste them underneath here, grab node deploy, paste it there. And then let's just do yarn here. So we're going to do that for node deploy. Grab ecosystem config.js, paste that into user service as well. So paste that right there. And this one's going to be called users service. So now that we have that, we should just be able to do yarn link all. And then hopefully our yarn deploy works on the first try. Okay, great. So now this one here is working perfectly. And what I'm actually going to do is just redeploy my API gateway because as I said, I destroyed mine quite a few times testing this. So I'm just going to redeploy that real quick as well. Great. So now after that is done, all three of them have been deployed now. Let's go over here to API gateway and let me just refresh this real quick. So we have the latest one. And I'm going to grab the public IP address. I'm going to go back into here and I'm going to close everything here. So close all of these directories, open up classifieds app, and inside of .env, I'm going to duplicate this line, comment the top one out, and I'm going to use this IP address. So I want to see if this one actually works. So now if we go here and go to classifieds app, I'll probably just remove the cache as well and do a yarn watch. Great, it'll build that for us. And now if we go here to localhost 7001 for the moment of truth, and you see that it is all working just fine. So if I go over here and close this thing, okay, if I go to network here and we have a look at where our requests are coming from, you notice they actually all come from 1355. So basically from our remote server. So now if I actually go here and I sign up, let's just check, make sure that everything here is working. So let's do password and sign up there. Great, so now we can go here to test@example.com and password. So that should log us in. And then we should be able to add something like, say, bowl of fish again, and also known as a fish bowl, something like that. click add listing, and now it is all on the internet. So now if I refresh this, you see that it still stays there. And all of this data is stored inside of our microservices. So now in the next video, I'm also going to show you how to deploy the React app as well. So then after that point, we have everything deployed on the internet basically, and it's all good to go.